Chris, thanks for joining us. Chris Smiley, and from a team's point of view, from the Accelerate point of view, I should think there's a bit of a spring in the step after that qualifying session.
Yeah, I think Senna's lap was a very good lap, but unfortunately failed the ride height check in scrutineering at the end. But yeah, we've been working really hard on car setup the last sort of 3 rounds. Effectively, whenever we turn up on a Saturday morning, the car has never been at any of these circuits before, so we're basically testing and trying and changing things, sometimes guessing, and that's not really ideal whenever the field's so close. But yeah, we've made another probably quite a big change to the car this weekend. It would have been nice to have a dry qualifying session there to see exactly what it would have done, but yeah, as I say, it's a brand new car for me and it's a brand new car for the team, and it's certainly not easy, trying to find those last few tenths on a race weekend without being able to go on a test and go through everything and see what every change does. But yeah, we're all still working away. I start 13th for race 1 tomorrow, so not a total disaster. So I think we can try and get ourselves into the top 10 and see what happens.
Yeah, and it's difficult to find the right approach in a qualifying session like that, where there are so many unknowns, both in terms of track limits and ultimately with ride heights. How much of a lottery did a session like that become?
Yeah, it's whenever you're thrown in to a session where you've been dry all day and you're thrown into a session for qualifying. I mean, to be thrown into a qualifying session after it's been dry all day and try and find the last little bit in the car. You're going to get cars that are going to be checking track limits, running wide, because everyone is trying so hard. I think I had 1 track limit in that session there. So I think if you're pushing hard, with trying to find the limits of the circuit in the car, inevitably are going to run wide at a few of the corners. But yeah, it's about who can hang on and who can get the lap time in at the right time whenever the weather's changing so fast, because there's different types of dry or different types of wet. Sorry, it can be very wet, then it can go a little bit drier, and it keeps drying. Whenever you've got the right set of tires on at the right time, that's just whenever you can get a lap in those types of sessions. So it is a little bit of a lottery, but yeah. 13th isn't the end of the world. We can certainly try and get ourselves into the top 10 for race 2 and hopefully try and get the reverse grid for race 3.
Because how would you sum up the season so far? You were looking for consistency and consistent points finishes. You must feel that you're on the edge of really being able to establish that.
Yeah, I think we went to Donington Park, and to come home with a second and a podium. We were lying 4th at Brands Hatch race 3, and I made a mistake and we threw the car up, but the pace we had up until that point was excellent. The rest of the weekends that we've had, we have just been sort of 2 or 3 tenths on the wrong side of where we should be, and that just makes sure you're qualifying. Instead of qualifying the top 10, you're 13th, 14th or 15th. But yeah, to finish in the top 10 in this championship and keep scoring points, that's what it's all about. So we're very close to getting the car to where we need to be with that, so we're going to keep our heads down and we're going to concentrate on getting the car in the right window for the rest of the season now.
So qualifying is behind you, qualified well. From a point of view of the race tomorrow, what is the particular areas or particular points on the circuit where track limits become a greater challenge?
Turn 1 becomes a little bit challenging on old tyres, because you're trying to carry as much speed as you can into turn 1, and the other cars pull the gravel out onto the circuit, which makes it makes the circuit very, very slippery. The gym car guesses out the back. It's so easy to run wide out there because it's a 6th gear corner and we're absolutely flat out. So you're a little bit wrong. If you're a little bit wrong on your entry into the corner, it just throws you out wide. So those are the 2 corners where you need to really, really be careful with track limits. But if it's dry tomorrow, the track limit things becomes less of an issue.
Okay, have a good day, stay out of trouble tomorrow, and a good points finish for you.
Thank you very much.